Okay, so it is day one of profits, y'all. This is one of my best parts of 4040 because we've done all of the work around purpose and why, because we know that we need a solid purpose and why to keep going. Then we talked about positioning. How can we get beyond talking to the same family and friends who have no interest in our business? Well, the truth of the matter is that we can't unless we're really positioning ourselves strongly in the marketplace where there is absolutely no limitation. We feel restricted, we feel limited when we keep talking to the same people over and over. Betty, do me a favor, close your door when you get a minute. And so we that's when we get frustrated. But when we got our stuff nice and crisp and we can get the attention of other people outside of our the same constant people, then that is when we start being really positioned to win in this business. However we decide to do that, that is where that's what we want to be able to focus on. And then after positioning, we talked about partnerships. And when I think about partnerships, what keep resonating with me is the power of one, because now we've demonstrated on a couple different ways how that right partner can change the game. Like this one partnership with that I have with Mike has totally changed the game. This one partnership I had with Jackie connected me with Betty, connected Erica, my sideline partnerships, partnering with director Desiree, partnering with Georgette. These are like informal partnerships, but nevertheless, y'all, they can really change the game. So if we got those first three pillars solid, or at least we know we understand them better, now it means that we are positioned to make profits. We got everything that we need to become a profitable business. So we're going to be officially starting the profit segment. And today is all about the cost of doing business and looking at this as a business. So many times in network marketing, we hear this over and over. If you treat your business like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. And we know that most times hobbies cost rather than paying us anything. We pay to be on that bowling league, right? We pay for other scrapbooking and all of that. That thing is not paying us. And if that's your thing, that's okay. This could just be a hobby. You like just coming and hanging out at the meetings. You like coming fellowshipping at the 4040, but you really not in this business to make a profit. And I want you to know that that is okay. What's most important is that you know why you're here. And so we're going to have a real serious talk about the cost of doing business. So before we could talk about what we make in this business, we first got to talk about what we have to look at with what we spend. So I did a scenario that I want you guys to take a look at. This is my ideal business. This is what it looks like to really be able to invest and have a very good, strong, profitable business. You make the necessary adjustments based on your circumstances. And we know oftentimes you have to invest something in order to get something back. That's just the nature of business. And nobody should be shocked about that. But some people shocked about paying $60 a month, $2 a day. So we know not to go to those people asking them about going to conventions. They gonna think the $10 that you pay to go to a weekly meeting is too much because they don't understand the business. That business requires a level of investment to be able to be successful in that business. So I want you guys to put in the chat, what's one word that describes how you feel about making money and making profits today? Whatever that is, I'm going to go back and take a look at it. Please, if you're not driving, go ahead and put that in the chat. Okay. When you think about profitability in your business, what comes to mind for you? And while you're sharing that, I want to give you the actual definition of profit. Profit is a financial gain that remains after you subtract all your costs and your expenses from total revenue. Okay, let me say that one more time. What is profit? Profit is the financial gain that remains after subtracting all capital ALL, all your costs and expenses from total revenue. So it does me no good to say, oh my goodness, I'm a director. I know I'm going to get a minimum of $1,000 every month from Planet Marketing, but I'm spending 1,200. If I'm spending 1,200 on my business every month, I'm not making any profit. I'm losing $200, right? So I want to make sure you guys keep that in perspective as we talk about this whole profit session over the next several days. So, profit isn't just about income, it's about what's left after your expenses. So, today we're going to have a good time, and has been so gracious to help with some of our slides that we're going to talk about identifying and calculating our cost. Okay. So what I want you guys to do is if you're someplace where you could write, jot these down, and maybe Mike, can we post these in the 4040 community so you guys can have this as a memory jogger. This is for me. If I had it all over to do again, these are the things that I will put in my budget up front to see what I'm working with. So Betty, you see why I wanted you to be on today so we can have this discussion and we can look at the
Yes,
true cost. Yes.
yes,
Okay, so let's go through each category. We know that it costs a one-time cost of $200, right? One-time cost of $200. We know that our overhead is $60 a month. And anybody that's in business with me on our team, we're going to say, get that app. Get that app. That app is $1 for the first month, the Planet Marketing app. If you don't have the app, we don't have the same business because I can do so much from my app. So that's the first thing. Anybody on here that don't have a Planet Marketing app, we need you to invest $1 if this is your first time having it, and then budget $4.95 a month so you can really leverage the app to grow your business. And also a non-negotiable is that if you're serious about building a business, a successful business, that means making more than you're spending. We want to make sure you're at convention. So depending on when you purchase your ticket, your convention is going to be about $300 to $400. Then you want a budget to be in the hotel. So let's say that hotel, if you get a roommate, maybe you're going to be spending about $200 a night, right? Look at that. So start looking at that cost. Get your airfare, right? Then you got to look at meals. Think about all of that, all of those expenses that's associated with convention because you want to be at convention. That's again the cost of doing business. And then what about if you live in a community that have weekly meetings? Put in your budget $10. I'm going to my weekly meeting every month. So, I mean, every week. So, if I was doing that in Atlanta, if I was going every single week, we got to calculate gas, how much it's costing you to get there. Some people might Uber to get there. And then that's $40 a month just to get in the door. Okay. So that means you don't want to keep going to meetings without guests with you because if you bring guests to the meeting, right? And you pay $40 a month, just getting one guest per month to say yes is going to give you $50, right? So that's how we want to be strategic. Of course, you want to go to the meetings, regardless if you have a guest or not, because you're supporting the local meetings. You're learning every time. I don't care if it's the same speaker, something is going to hit different when you go in and hear from these top earners. So you want to support your local meetings. And then what about if it's $20 if you have a community where there's a monthly local meetings? Take all of this into consideration. And then we need to be a product of the product. Where are we going? Where are we going? Whether we decide that we want to travel locally within our own community, you might use Viator to say, I want to just show my lifestyle more. I want to use some excursions. I was in this business for years before I could afford to travel anywhere. But now, if I was going to bring a new person in the business, I would say, let's go ahead and budget about $3,000 a year to be a product of the product. You determine where you want to go, but you want to be able to showcase that you're in the travel business and you showing the product. Okay. And then you want to have the tools because we know that marketing is key and it's foundational. So I'm going to be able to advise people like, listen, getting your brand you shoots and getting you out there on social media is a non-negotiable. You want to work with Mike. This is the conversation I'm having with people because I've been in the business for 8 years. I've been an entrepreneur for over 30 years. So I know what it takes to have the tools so that you can scale your business, right? So go ahead and put that in your budget. Once you grow, I would say until by the time you get to goal builder, you're gonna want to start creating some automation. Okay, so maybe that's when you're gonna start doing getting more automation. You done kind of went through your warm market. You want to start maybe putting some ads on Instagram or Facebook so you can start getting some some new business. Of course, if I'm talking to somebody, I'm going to say you definitely want to be in the magazine because you know that people join you before you join your business. So you want our readers and people, you want to leverage the magazine so that you can start showing people your credibility. I may be a solo traveler. Become the specialist for this. I might be all things family travel. Then you can start branding yourself. You could take those graphics that's in the magazine and now you can share them with your different social media. It's going to build your credibility. So if I had it to do it all over again, I'm of course going to be introducing people to that. But you think about the things that you want to be able to invest in. Okay. And now think about what other expenses have I not mentioned you notice that come up in your business. You might have an email list. You might do constant contact, any of those things. So start thinking about that stuff. Yes, Mike said wardrobe. Yes, Director Denise said, Carmen, can you please buy a suit because I want to wear leggings and sweatshirts every doggone day. Give me some leggings, but Betty's like, okay, Carmen, we can't be taking you to convention looking like that. So we're gonna have to go and invest. And then if you're a person like me that hates shopping, don't want to have anything to do with shopping, if it was me going into this business, because my first business, good Mike books, the IMV, y'all, come on, put it in the chat more stuff. And because I'm not good with fashion and all that stuff, but back in the day when I was a traditional business owner, I had a stylist because no matter what my income, I was earning 6 figures plus in my traditional business, but I literally had a stylist that went and shopped for me so that she could make sure when I go to these different elected office things that I could go and look like I got good sense, because what is your superpower? Like I tell you, every Sunday, Betty get up and act like she been in fashion all her life. And what did I wear? Yesterday I had some red tennis shoes. I'm so glad we go to a church that people come in fancy or free. I'm the free one. I had on red tennis shoes. I got jazzy. One of my business partners bought me an IntelliTravel red scarf. Listen, I was comfortable. Didn't nobody look at me crazy. I came waltzing in there with Betty. She was sharp. She had on her pink suit. I was so comfortable because don't nobody, it's a come as you are kind of environment. But I can't come as I am as a director at Planet Marketing. So think about those wardrobe choices, your book, so that we can be ready for success. Okay. And so, which of these do you already plan for with the expenses, and which one of these expenses surprised you? And I want to encourage you all to jot these numbers down in your 40/40 journals or your notebooks, your PDF. I want you to be really, really reflective on what we talked about today. Now, what does this tell you about the kind of income you'll need to cover your costs and still profit? How might budgeting or tracking your monthly expenses help you to better plan? We're in business, people. We're in business, or are we just doing a hobby? Either way, it's okay, but I want us to make a decision today on which one we're at. So I have been doing retreats for 12 years, 12 years. And this is going to be our 13th annual retreat. And now, because of that, of doing those retreats, I'm really excited about doing the first one on a cruise because I'm not going to have as much overhead and it's going to increase my profit margin. So, whatever it is that you do, look at your business and see how can you increase your profit margin and make sure that you are turning it up in business. So I want us to talk everything that has to do with expenses today, because tomorrow we're going to see what it takes to make sure. So you're going to need, your homework is going to be knowing your numbers for expenses so we can back our way into making sure that we have profitable businesses. So for tomorrow, we want to make sure that we are creating alignment around what our true expenses is. Don't just put what they are, but what do you want them to be? Maybe you never been to convention before. That's maybe because you never budgeted for it, but it's going to have a different feel when you know that, okay, in order for me to be profitable, I need to be generate $600 every single month minimum for me to be profitable. That's going to make you make those calls a little different. That's going to make you stop begging the same people and start getting out there talking to some new people. Okay. So let's go ahead and open it up for discussion. Mike, first of all, I want you to chime on this. Will anything jumped out at you about what I shared today?
Yeah, honestly, it just made me realize like when I think about the expenses of the business, I'm usually just thinking about my subscription, like what it takes to keep the doors open and haven't really put much thought into the other things. I haven't been to convention, but typically because I don't plan for it, like I forget to put it on the calendar, I don't budget for it. So this gave me yeah, like plan ahead now. You know what it is, you know what the meetings like just put that together and start treating it like I treat the marketing business. I know everything about that. Got the systems
Yes.
to support financing, tracking, and everything. But I need to treat this business the same way.
Exactly. So, like one of the things I'm adding to my budget this year, I want to be very, very intentional about incentivizing my team. Like I'm doing the season of separation. I want to be able to have a leadership retreat with my goal builders, working with Director Denise, and we pull our goal builders and do something amazing for them. We want to be able to celebrate our ambassadors that do so much for our team. So that means I got a budget for that. So I'm not looking like a deer in the headlight when it's time to celebrate those people. Every time somebody hit a rank in my organization, I want to be able to do something for them. So therefore, I need to be able to put that in my budget, right? So, okay, let me look for hands now. This okay, good. I'm glad to see Lourdes. Anybody else, go ahead and put your hands up because we got time to have a discussion about this today. What are you thinking, Lourdes?
Good morning. I just wanted to say, and I'm saying this for accountability for myself too, because I really respect everyone in this group and your time. So I started this business September 10th last year. Okay. And I got in and I did that whole panic thing too. And then I said, okay, I'm not going to panic anymore. But the green in me started diving into all this studying and certifying and doing this and doing that. And then I did nothing. I went through life stuff, divorce,
That's
everything.
right.
My father being elderly and very sick. Um, and I treated it literally as a hobby. I didn't
Yes.
really talk about it much. I maintained it. I kept kept everything, my subscriptions going. And then about 3 months ago, I said, I'm done. I'm getting in here. And when you're talking about pre planning and budgeting, I sat down
Mhm.
and I signed up for convention. I had already done my 10-year, I had my ticket. I just signed up for my ITQ 2026. I'm going to be going with Wendy Campbell. I'm excited.
Nice,
Um,
beautiful.
I am budgeting these trips. I am serious now. I am buckled in. I'm locked in. I'm not treating this as a hobby anymore. And this here, this talking about profits, I'm like Michael just said, I was just thinking, oh, as long as I pay all these subscriptions, then I'm okay. No, I haven't even thought about, wait a minute, what about all my expenses? Am I really making money? And so,
That's
yeah,
right.
I need to start
Lourdes,
thinking every month I need to bring in this month,
that's right.
this X amount because I've spent this amount. And I was not thinking that way.
Oh my goodness, Lourdes, this is such a powerful testimony. Mike, when you do the replay, I'm catching it. I'm putting it all over. I hope y'all don't be upset, but what Lord has just shared, I'm putting it in my team messenger for people that's not on 4040, because what she shared is so real. Like, we get scared, we just keep paying a subscription, and that's just a real thing. She treated it like a hobby. I did too when I first started. And we have the wrong reasons. Sometimes, well, not the wrong reasons, but we have reasons that we don't acknowledge. I have some partners that simply told me, I'm not booking nothing. I'm not building a team. I'm investing in keeping you at your level of directorship. I'm only gonna pay the $60 a month. I ain't doing nothing else. I don't bother them, but it's the people that come in like, yes, I want to do this, and then when they get ready to bow out, they don't even tell you that they don't want to do anything, and that's how we can get into the management trap. Okay, Valerie, I see your hand up. Lord, you are just a gem this morning. You shared so transparently. I appreciate it.
Um, Mine's just a little over a 3-year journey. I joined 2023. And what I'm doing now compared to what I did my first year, my father always said it takes you 1 year to get yourself acclimated, 2 to apply it, and 3rd year to really show you can run with it. And because of you and Director Denise as well, I listened. I love her when she says, listen. And I did sign up for events that I wasn't sure about. And then the more I went to events, Mr. Bradley, our wonderful founder, he says, never miss an event you qualify for. Okay. I missed one I bought a ticket for the 10-year in Dallas, but you don't control health circumstances. But the point is, I wanted it, I made it happen in my budget. If we want
Mhm.
something in our business, truly want it,
That's
we're going to
right.
budget it out and work to it.
Yes, Valerie. Yes, and it's gonna be. I remember purchasing a convention ticket, and I wasn't able to go. I don't remember. Maybe I didn't. I couldn't pull off financially all the other moving pieces. But that what Valerie just shared. Sometimes we're gonna take a loss, but ain't that the nature of business? We can make it up down the road. Erica Parrish, I see your hand. Thank you, Valerie. Go right ahead, Erica.
Yeah, I kind of treat the budget or the investment, the expenses as an investment. I I want to do a lot on the travel side. I mean, I do a lot on the building side as well, but we sit behind a screen enough. So when things like Accelerator or Dreammaker or these trainings come up that are in person, beyond the basics, I tend to try to go in person just to be able to network and to just
Yes,
be in the room. So those are extra things. I mean, when I'm recruiting people, I tell them everything you need to know to be successful in this business, you can do behind your screen. But if you choose to, you can also go be in the room. So those are some of the things that I have to consider when I'm making my monthly budget.
oh, Erica, that's so good. Yes, yes. Mr. Little, the director Denise is gonna close us out. Oh, yeah, oh yeah, I can see. Wait, Mr. Little, Georgette, then director Denise.
Yeah, Betty too. Oh, okay, maybe it's an accident.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Little.
Mr. Little, you trying to unmute?
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I've been a traditional business owner for over 30 years, and what you just said really brought back the memory of how I worked my business when I first started, which I'm not doing with Planet Marketing and teletravel. I realized that that was the only income I had when I started my business. So if I was going to make it happen, I had to go and treat it like uh, if it don't work, if this don't happen, it's not going to happen. So
That's right.
that's what I realized from what you were sharing with me. That's what I haven't done with this business. I hadn't worked like I did when I started my traditional business. That this is going to work. I started from my kitchen table. I did everything that I could possibly do
Mm-hmm.
to make it work. So back to you.
Oh, that's so real. That sense of urgency. When I share the story, get ready, director Denise. Oh, no, no, Georgette. I'm gonna share testimony only if I have time because I don't want to keep us over. Georgette, go ahead. Then we're gonna have director Denise.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. First, I want to apologize for being late. It's 7 o'clock our time and 8 o'clock your time. So but I need that. Thank you so much, because this is all new to me. So that when you showed that, I was like, wow. All along, I was treating my business and didn't know it like a hobby. But now that you showed that guideline, I'm like, okay, now you can get down to the nitty gritty and see what you're doing with your business. So thank you so much. I didn't get a chance to take a screenshot. Is that going to be on our community page?
Yep,
That'll be
absolutely. It's gonna be on
posted.
the community
Okay, thank
page.
you.
Yes, and people like Mr. Little, myself, Mike, AJ, we got a lot of traditional business owners on here, y'all. We know better, right, Denisha? You know, with your fly fitness coaching business, if you don't have clients, if you didn't have the blessing and the security of that job to go to, oh, trust me, you'll be having more fly fitness clients. You will be having some more business partners. It's just sometimes we don't understand the blessing of having a job that can take care of our take care of our basic expenses. But because I've been in a situation where if I didn't hunt, I didn't eat, there's no way I'm gonna get a two-star director if I don't sit down every day and keep the main thing the main thing. I don't care what else is going on. I have to hit those numbers or it's just not going to happen because I am money motivated. Some people ain't motivated, but at my age and stage of my life, I have this is my option to get to that six figures in retirement because I'm not willing to go get on nobody's job right now. So this is my thing. So that means I got to take it seriously. Director Denise, close us out.
Yes. So some may believe it, some may not. I am not a budgeter at all. At all. I'm so far from a green, it ain't even, I'm so far from green. It ain't even funny. I feel like when we do the colors trainings, red is on one end and green is on the other. Like I am red all day long. Before I got married, when I used to hear people talk about like, well, what's your budget? I'm like, what do you mean? I used to say like, what do you mean? Like, I don't have $30,000 sitting like right there for the wedding. So right now, I don't know. It's whatever it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. Because if it's one thing I know how to do, Mike, I know how to go and make money. I that's one thing I don't worry about. As much as I don't want to go back into a principal role, there are things I say I will go and create something to make it a business. I might not have all the paperwork right. I might need the tax accountant to correct some stuff, but I know how to go and make some money. Like if I leave my house, and I'm talking about all legally, right? I don't care if I have to go Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Amazon Flex, whatever it is. I bet you I'll come back home and I will have whatever bill I need to be paid. That's just the mentality I've always had, right? But what I can appreciate about the network and this is it will make you sit back and wonder because like Director Carmen was saying, Mike said, I didn't go to a convention because I didn't budget for it. All I know is that if I'm making money, I'm going to convention. Like, when do I need to pay it? Okay, I might not have it right now, but I'm gonna have it. You know what I mean? So I need to be better about that because as much as I say I'm a businesswoman, I know that there's a huge gap in that for me. And it's like being able to speak proficiently on what my numbers are. Like, DF Russell, how much did you bring in last year? I don't know, enough. Clearly. You know what I mean? Like, that's my thought. I made enough. Well, what are you going to do next year? More than I did this year. That's all I know. It's so, it's just so vague. But I know I'm not bragging on that. That's just been the red person in me where I'm like, yep, let's go get it. Let's go get it. But I need the green person in my life to sit me down and say, okay, let's put like, I went to my sister-in-law's house the other day and she was sitting at the table like this. I'm like, sister, what's wrong? And I happened to look at her computer. It's a whole spreadsheet of expenses. I said, see, that's the part that I just don't do. I saw my daddy do that for all my life. Sat at that table, figuring this out and this out. I'm walking in like, oh, is that mail? Oh, let me see. I done missed stuff that comes in the mail because I know what I'm going to pay. And I know what's like secondary. Like, oh, okay, I get it. And this is my last point, Carmen. My cell phone bill, you all. I could not tell you what day is due. I don't know. I like for the life of me, I don't know when it's due. All I know is they send me the message saying due date coming up, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then when I try to make a call a week later, if it says da-da-da-da-da, I'm like, oh shoot. Then I just go in and pay it. Right? That's so tacky. but that's my truth. That's my transparent moment where I just know I need to always have money to take care of it. And the money is there. I just don't know, it's not on auto pay, you know. So this layout was perfect for the reds like me. Somebody on here might not be as bold to tell the truth. Oh, Denisha said that's so me. Okay, good. Yeah, Miss Betty, we just gonna go. If we gonna go out to eat, we going out to eat. How much? I don't know. But whatever I want on that menu, I want to be able to get it. So I always just have
Mhm.
that concept. But thank you for reeling me back in. So me, Denisha, and Robin Cox, we're gonna get together and work on, and work on us having a true budget and not just out here living freely. Thank you,
Yes, I
Raven.
love that. What a great closing comment. So thank you guys so much for hanging with us for day one of Profits and day 34. So I can't wait for you all to come back tomorrow. Let us know what it's looking like. Because I tomorrow want you to share, what do you need to make annually? What do you need to earn monthly to be successful in your business? Put all of what's required and put some desires on there too. And I'll see y'all later. I'm going to hang out and go to the chat and see what y'all been talking about. Thank you, AJ.